Hey, this is Ryan Tucker with Enterprise Realtors and Mid-South Home Rentals. You guys see me in a lot of the videos, and I do a lot of the talking for the stuff that we post on Facebook and YouTube. But I'm actually here today with the guy that makes Mid-South Home Rentals tick and go from day to day. This is Chris Peak. And if you have a property that's managed by us currently, you know Chris because you're interacting with him on a day-to-day basis at times. But for people that are new or wanting to come on to our management company, I wanted to take a few minutes just to talk with Chris so you can get to know a little bit more about him. Chris, how long have you been with Mid-South Home Rentals and Enterprise Realtors?
Oh, wow. Since 2004, I guess.
2004. So when I met you, you were pretty young. So you're coming up on a 20-year anniversary.
Yep.
And you actually started out in property management and then came over to the sales side and then back to property management for a long time now. Instead of asking you what you do in property management, I'm going to ask you a strange question. What haven't you done on the property management side?
Well, I have to say I've pretty much done it all. You know, in the beginning, I did leasing, collections, took maintenance calls, legal issues, tenant court, even put out signs at 11 o'clock at night, bandit signs, homes for rent, and we'd go and pick them back up Monday morning before the sun came up.
Okay, so, well, that's the reason that you run our company. Chris is one of the owners of Enterprise Realtors Mid-South Home Rentals, and we love having him in that position, but he's done everything on the management side. That's why he can always answer people's questions. What did you do before you came to Enterprise Realtors Mid-South Home Rentals?
Well, I was actually in college. I went to a small Christian university in Central Arkansas, where I earned a degree in business administration and played football.
Okay. Well, if you've never seen Chris, if this is the first time you've seen him, you can see he looks like a football player. You've seen me in videos, and you know that I didn't play football. But
I'm a has-been.
Has-been. Chris doesn't like to talk a lot about himself, but he was played all the way through high school and then played college football. So I'm sure a lot of you didn't know that about him. Chris, here's a tough question. Because there's so many aspects of property management, but what do you think the toughest part of your job is day to day?
Oh man, well, I would probably say delivering bad news. And that it can be to tenants, it can be to owners. Sometimes with tenants, they get to a point to where, they've been struggling to pay rent, and we just have to, maybe let them know that we've got to move forward with, a change, as far as them, moving out of the property. But probably the hardest is with owners. Sometimes you got to make those phone calls of, hey, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you've got to replace your air conditioning condenser.
Yeah.
Or, we've got a roof leak, and your roof's pretty much at the end of its life, and we're going to probably need to look at replacing it here soon. It's those are large costs for an owner,
right.
And eat up a lot of cash flow. So we do everything we can to get the best price for them, and make sure that the work is done in a very professional manner. But yeah, that's never easy to have to call up an owner and deliver news like that.
Yeah, well, Chris manages all of my properties, and so when I see him calling me, I feel the same pain, and it's just part of the business, but I always appreciate you looking out for my best interest. I know you do that for all the owners, so tough part of the business. Well, let's take the opposite side of that. What do you think the best part of your business is?
There are several things. One of the things I really like, especially about Mid-South Home Rentals, is our team. We have a very much a team atmosphere with our staff. I never dread coming to work. Everybody cares about each other. Everybody has the same goal in mind. They know that it's their job to manage these properties to the best of their ability and look out for our owners and just to be professional. And that's something that it makes work enjoyable when everybody's on the same page and working toward the same goal. You never dread coming to work.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty neat when we have owners that come to town or people that potentially want us to take over their properties to be able to walk them around the office. And it's a very calm, quiet, and professional atmosphere, but yet then everybody will come out and smile and talk, and it just feels like a family. And you've created that. You've hired all of the people that work at Mid-South Home Rentals. I don't have anything to do with that. John, the other owner, doesn't have anything to do with that. You've done a tremendous job with it. All right, last question. I go on and on in these videos and the write-ups that we have about Mid-South Home Rentals being the best management company around. And I know you don't do a lot of bragging on yourself or the company, but you believe that as well. Why do you think Mid-South Home Rentals is different? Why do you think they're the best?
Well, it's because I hear it. We have property owners that come over to us all the time who are maybe frustrated with their current situation, their current property manager, and some of them are at the point where, Chris, I'm going to give this another shot, or I'm just going to sell these properties. And they'll bring them over to us, and they're always, amazed of how different it is. The level of communication that they get, the care that they get. They know that we're looking out for their property, and for their investments, and that means a lot to me. And we also have investors. I had one, it was a couple weeks ago, wanted to know if I manage properties in Indianapolis.
Right.
That's a little too far. But they said, I sure wish I could find another property manager like you guys.
Yeah.
There. So that, I hear it. And yes, I definitely think we are the best. But one thing I've always said, think you're the best, but work every day like you're not, like you are trying to be the best. To me, it's something you chase. Never have the feeling that you've arrived. Always strive to be the best.
Well, I think that may come from your background in football and being trained in athletics all through your high school and college career. Just knowing that you continue to have to strive to be better. I think that the success of Mid-South Home Rentals, 99% of it is because it rests on your shoulders, and you do a tremendous job. I tell people all the time that you'll never find another person like Chris Peak, and we're just thankful and lucky to have you with Mid-South Home Rentals. And so you know how I feel about you. I feel that you run this company better than anyone ever would. And so thank you today for just taking a few minutes to let other people hear from you, meet you, and learn just a little bit more about you.
Thank you.